Welcome back to the channel. Now, opposition spokesperson on information, Nikisha Burchell, has exposed the Minister for Information, Robert Morgan, and the House Speaker, Holness. Now, in a post-cabinet press briefing, the Minister brushed aside questions over whether Holness should release the Attorney General's option on the treatment of reports from the country's anti-corruption agencies. Now, it was exposed that in a letter dated March 22nd, Holness accused Curtis of gross declaration of duty and bringing Parliament into a dispute over the handling of reports submitted by the Auditor General's Department. May I make hear what go on, and they will continue reason nation. Look and listen.
The opposition is appalled, though not surprised, by the crass display of arrogance by Information Minister Robert Morgan in his response to media queries regarding the improper and unjust public letter of reprimand issued by the Speaker of the House, Honorable Juliet Holness, to former parliamentary clerk, Ms. Valerie Curtis. The Information Minister's dismissive attitude is symptomatic of a government that has lost its way in serving the people, crudely resisting accountability and flippantly dismissing the legitimate criticisms from a broad cross-section of media, civil society, unions, and the opposition about a matter which exposes a worrying tendency of misuse of power in this country. That pattern of abuse was exacerbated yesterday in Parliament when the government used its control of the House to bar the opposition from raising the issue there. The government's refusal to answer the criticisms in this matter demonstrates blatant disregard for accountability and transparency and is the antithesis of responsible governance. This whole affair underscores this government's arrogance and disregard for the Jamaican people. Miss Valerie Curtis dedicated decades of her life in service to this country, and it is deeply troubling to witness her being unjustly vilified on the eve of her retirement. The opposition is calling upon the government to publicly acknowledge the gravity of this matter. It is imperative that the Speaker shows appropriate contrition to rectify this injustice by withdrawing her offensive letter and offering a sincere public apology to Ms. Valerie Curtis. Anything short of this would be a betrayal of the principles of fairness, natural justice, and accountability that should guide our democracy.
No, it is said that the actions of the House Speaker have been condemned by unions, civil society groups, and the opposition's People's National Party for alleged breach of due process. Now, the Information Minister surprisingly told reporters that such matters are not of great concern to the masses. Now, the opposition pointed out that them, being the opposition political party, have stated that this is of great importance to the people. Unions have stated the same. Civil society groups have also stated the same. Now, the opposition said the Information Minister's dismissive attitude is symptomatic of a government that has lost its way in serving the people, crudely resisting accountability. And some people, that's what them say that with various ministers within the administration currently. It is almost as if elected officials feel like them can just do what they want, say what they want. Now, the opposition also said they call for the government. Them now say the House Speaker no. They must say them call upon the government to publicly acknowledge the gravity of the matter. It is imperative that the Speaker shows the appropriate actions to ratify the injustice by withdrawing her offensive letter and offering a sincere public apology. Now, I guess the government is saying that initially the opposition never had no problem with the House Speaker. Now, since the House Speaker recently allegedly sent a letter to the clerk saying that the action was done to create a dispute within Parliament itself. To which the opposition is saying, no, this was not done to create any dispute. This is how the process is done. This is due process. These things have to be tabled, and if these things are pushed aside, then the opposition have to know. So these things are being pushed aside. Now the Minister of Information is saying that this is not important to the people. The opposition has said, oh, can something like this be not important to the people? When the people have been saying for decades that there is mistrust for elected officials. So all things like this not important if the people already are speculating and say things are going what them don't know about. And now it has been made public that a letter was sent over. And I guess the way it was done, never right, or whatever the case was, this report was sent back. The opposition says that it was not only sent back, but it's almost like it was being pushed to the side. I know that the public has been made aware of it, and unions and civil society groups and the opposition is saying that how could this take place? The information minister is now saying it's not important. We don't need to talk about this because this is not really nothing. Country have bigger issues. Now that is debatable. Seeing that the people are saying the Jamaican island being a land surrounded by water, the people are saying is the government not managing the resources properly. Why certain parishes go through drought and the government seems unable to prepare these parishes for these things. And for the people who are questioning why people that say this is the responsibility of the government when we are talking about infrastructure. City planning, infrastructure maintenance and development, municipality, hence the government. To the people who know elected officials, some people probably believe that we pay parliamentarians wages just for talk in a parliament. And in this day and age, some would say some of the brightest minds on the Jamaican island can't necessarily tell you what a minister actually do. Is the Minister of Finance just the country's accountant? Or is the Ministry of Finance working on ways to grow the economy? But there's also a Minister for Economic Growth. So some would say no. And indeed, the Ministry of Finance is actually the country's accountant. All in all, the people are saying for an administration that went into power saying that transparency would be its mode of governance. The people are saying this don't look like a transparent form of governance. It sounds like certain things are being looked at and certain things are being overlooked. It seems as if some ministers within the government itself do them one thing, they don't really take no talk from nobody. Some would say Mr. Warmington and Mr. Wright are prime examples of that mindset within the party itself. Some people also say these type of incidents can be misconstrued. People can feel like things are being covered up, things are being hidden from the public, you know what I mean? Kept away from public knowledge, so that the perception and how certain ministers, certain ministries and certain individuals are viewed is not changed. Because some of these reports, you know what I mean, kind of look good. You know what I mean? Might be damaging, might be reports that make individuals look unprofessional and make them dealings look shady. You don't know what the official reason. Well, one of the official reasons given for some of the specific reports is that they've never tabled right. Or not tabled right, but they've never get type up and put the necessary categories to be looked at in a timely fashion. Certain things will need to be changed, and hence these reports were sent back. And let us say it in better words. And talk to me in the comment section and tell me what you think. If you're new to the channel, let's pass through. Click the subscribe icon and then the bell icon, and of course put it on all. And this is how you know you'll be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here on the platform. The like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and bust a share. And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell them sister and them brother them to check out the channel, check out the reason, and also join the discussion. The comment section up in 24/7. It never lack it. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. Rather than that, drop your thoughts, your comments, and yes, your opinions there. And we can continue the reason via the comment section. Now, until the reason again, my sentiments for you and yours that want to live, love, and prosper. I want to stay tuned.